The 2021 silver jar was fed pretty well all year. Matter of fact, he's had a pretty good year and he's been happy for most of it, except for when he didn't get that 1951 Mexican 25 centavos silver that we found in one of my nickel hunts. But that being said, it's time to go ahead and empty out the 2021 silver jar and see how much money we made from just the silver finds from last year. Hey everyone, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, it's time to go ahead and reap the rewards of last year's silver hunts. Now, when I say silver hunts, the silver hunts I'm talking about are all of my $50 hunts, my quarter hunts, my dime hunts, and even the nickel hunts. This is stuff that we paid face value for in our bank sealed boxes or in our bank sealed rolls, and just gonna find out what we made as a profit. Now, if you recall last year when we did the 2020 silver jar wrap up, and I'll have a link to that video both down below and up here for your convenience if you want to check it out, we end up netting over $3,000 profit from coin roll hunting silver. Hopefully, despite silver being down nearly $5 compared to this time last year, the amount of finds that we have will make up for it and we'll have a more profitable year. Now, in this video, I'll also go ahead and show you last year's totals versus this year's totals once we get those numbers in place. Now, with all that said, I will be dumping out this jar and I will have to separate all of the finds by denomination and design type so we can get an accurate count. With all that being said, I will not have the 1951 25 centavos Mexican silver coin in here. I already had that in my collection, but as a reminder for myself, I have the yes quarter that I found in a hunt earlier this year to fill in for it, and that was a 3.3 gram silver coin worth about 75 cents. We'll have that on the spreadsheet. I think we've set this video up long enough. Let's go ahead and dump out the 2021 silver jar and see how much goodies we found. Now that is a lot of silver that we found in 2021. And I know the bulk of it's going to be 40%ers, but man. All right, we've got it dumped out. Time to go through it and take a look and see what we have by denomination and design type. All right, we have got all of the silver pretty much separated and sorted and rolled up by denomination and by design. We had a total of 458 40%ers. For the 90%ers, we had a total of 109 90% Kennedys. We had 43 Ben Franklins, and we had 47 Walkers. So a little surprising, we had a lot more Benjis and Walkers than last year, for sure. And then we also had a commemorative. It was that Stone Mountain, but I had a Barber $50 inside of here that I remembered I replaced the Stone Mountain one as a filler. So I've already included that one. We also had the Mexican silver 25 centavos, which we know that we had to add in here, which I will get on the calculated sheet. We had 5 quarters. We actually had 56 silver war nickels. I was actually surprised. Last year when we had over 50, I didn't believe it, but back-to-back years over 50 war nickels, that's one a week, I'll take that. And then we're lighter on the dimes this year, only 9 Mercury dimes and 20 Rosy dimes. But keep in mind, I've had a hard time getting circulated dime boxes. Matter of fact, my total dime videos had to be 4 or 5 less total hunts than last year, and that would have produced a few finds if I could have found boxes that I could have hunted. Now that we have the totals, let me plug them in a spreadsheet. We'll get the total about what I paid for them, which was face value, and then what they were worth in just melt. We're not worried about varieties. We're not worried about better condition coins. We're just going to call them the melt value of what they're worth, and we'll plug it in. And like I said earlier, silver being down about $4 compared to this time last year. And I don't know how well I did on the finds. I think I had more 90s, a little bit less 40s, but a lot less dimes. We'll have to see. Let me plug it in. We'll see how we did, and then we'll compare this year versus 2020. So I'm getting ready to plug in the totals into the spreadsheet. This was 2020, and I copied it down here for 2021 and put in the silver spot price at the time I'm making this video to see what last year's 3,052.32 would have been this year if it was the exact same finds, and it was 2,662.68. Figured I'd show you that first so we get it into some context, that even if I had the same finds, because silver's down almost $4 a troy ounce, we would have scored almost $400 less in profit from last year. Anyway, let me go ahead and put the right totals in here, and I'll be back. Well, the spreadsheet is done. Again, this is 2020's finds with the spot price at the time that I did the spreadsheet. This is 2021's finds with the spot price at the time I did the spreadsheet. I thought it's pretty ironic that we had 744 total finds in 2020 and 749 in 2021. So despite having a tough time getting nickel boxes, quarter boxes, and dime boxes, we still found about the same amount of silvers last year. Matter of fact, we found more 40s last year than this year, but we found a lot more 90s compared to year over year. The quarters were the same because I had a CoinStar find last year. The dimes were less, and again, that's because of the boxes. But the war nickels were about par for the course, and honestly, I probably hunted more boxes this year because of the Hunt and Fill series, I would assume. And that's probably what helped, despite having lack of circulated boxes throughout the, at least through the end of the year, I should say. Despite spot being down almost $4 a troy ounce, because of the amount of 90s we found this year, we actually profited $3,076.32. Ironically, it must love the 32 cents because it was the same thing last year, 32 cents. But we made $24 more in fines, silver fines in 2021 than we did in 2020, despite the spot price. I think this spreadsheet will pretty much tell the story. I get asked quite a bit, Rob, do you think we're seeing less silver this year than last? And even though sometimes it feels like it, really, I don't know if we are finding less. It looks like we're finding the same. And if not, maybe we have periods where we find less, but then maybe we have periods where we find more. And keep in mind, my CoinStars are always empty, and all of my bank tellers are really familiar with what silver looks like now after all the years I've been educating them. So my CoinStar finds and my lucky bank scores have become less and less than in previous years past. Either way, that was a fun year. We had a fun time, and we got to profit from it as well. If you guys enjoyed this 2021 Silver Jar wrap-up, I'd appreciate that thumbs up, and please don't ask what happened to my thumb. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching. Oh no, the 2022 Silver Jar is starving again. Guess I better get to hunting.